So on Discord, I was having a chat with a fellow who had lost their Unity project from a hard drive failure. And to the dismay of everyone, he didn't have any sort of backup or source control. So I'm going to show you an easy and free way to back up your Unity project. Uh, Today we'll be using Dropbox. You could use Google Cloud or Microsoft or whatever way you want to store it. And the other thing we're going to use is Sourcetree. And Sourcetree is a free Git program from Atlassian. So before you go any farther, make sure you have Sourcetree installed and you have Dropbox installed. So feel free to pause it, go do whatever you need, come back. So for my example, I've got a Unity project, a visual novel test that I want to back up. I also have in my Dropbox some Git repositories. This is for my current project, but we're going to create a new one. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go over to Sourcetree and we're going to open up the terminal. So the terminal is where you can run the command that's going to make our Git repository, because we're going to make a special kind of Git repository. It's called a bare one. So the way we do that is that you first have to go to the directory where you have your Git repositories. In this case, it's D Dropbox Home Git repositories. So now we're going to make a new directory, and we'll call it vn_test.git. And now we're going to make a new repository inside of there. So git init bare, and then the directory name, so vn_test.git. So it's created an empty Git repository, and you can see that this directory is here now, and it has all of the Git stuff inside of it. So now in Sourcetree, we're going to add a new repository. So we're going to create, and we're going to point it at the existing directory where our visual novel test, our Unity project, is stored. So we'll just paste that right in. It'll call it vntest. We don't have to do anything else. And it's going to tell you that it already exists, which is fine because we have the files that we want to back up inside of it. And in fact, it's going to find all of the files we have. So an important thing is that I created an existing .gitignore, and that tells the software what not to back up. And a quick look at it, it's got a lot of Unity specific stuff that we don't care about, that you don't need any of these. So back over here, we have to go to our repository settings, because right now we haven't told it where to save it to. So what we want to do is we want to tell it to save it at the location of our Dropbox. So we copy that directory, paste that into the path, select the default remote, and hit OK. So now it knows where you want to save it to. You want to save it to your Dropbox. So the first thing we're going to do is stage all, and that tells the software what files you want to back up. And your first backup can take a little while. This is staging it. This is just getting them ready. So our very first commit is initial backup. And when you want to check the little box that says push the changes, and that's basically going to make sure that it both commits it and saves it to Dropbox. And then you hit the commit button. And we wait. Okay. And now you can see if you go over to your branches that you have your first commit and it's got all your files and everything that was in it. So now if you go over to your working directory and if you were to say add an image and a text file, now when you go back over to your workspace, it's found your new files. So you can stage them, added new files, leave that checked, so you always want to push it, and commit. And it's been saved. And that's it.